Hello and welcome along to another episode of this FM21 Build a Nation story from Bangor City with me, Daniel. It's part 158 today and we are back for a new week in style. We move into the second half of the season. We're going to reflect on a benchmark January transfer window in Wales, a massive end on deadline day after a silent few weeks, before two absolutely crucial games. Firstly, we host St Johnstone in the SPFL Trust Trophy semi-final. 3 years in a row we've fallen short in this competition. I want top spot back. But after that, we face Monaco, probably the hardest opposition we've faced in the last 32 of the Europa League for probably 4 or 5 years. And it's going to be a real test of how far we've come. So if you're looking forward to seeing those games, as well, of course, as how TNS and Barrytown United get on in the last 32 of the Europa Conference, please do put a thumbs up on the video. Subscribe down below for daily FM21 content. Our new mini-series started at the weekend. If you've seen it already, I hope you enjoyed it. If not, there's a link up in the eye above. And you'll also find up there a link to the Twitch channel for regular live streams and some of the other playlists and content available too. But a massive thank you for your support as always. Let's start by having a look at our end to the transfer window and our results, and then we'll move on to the other clubs. So in terms of ins, nobody joined the football club. However, in the last episode I said to you, I'm ready to sell Jerome Kelly now. Literally a week later, one of the Chinese super clubs turned up. Shandong put in an offer, £7 million, £1 million of add-ons, and a future £2 million if he makes 20 league appearances. £10 million for a man who's now 30 years of age, who's given us 5.5 years of excellent service, and who joined us for £4.5 million. I don't think we can turn that down, can we? He's a phenomenal footballer. He's done a wonderful job for us, and we will miss aspects of his game, particularly his passing ability out from defence. We've not yet got that in the youngsters coming through, so that is going to be something missed. And we're not going to have the same experience back line. We're relying on teenagers in Whelan or Jennings. So it is going to be a loss in the short term, but Jerome Kelly, £10 million, I don't think we could turn that down. An excellent bit of business from Bangor City. And we're starting to make profit and think of the future like an elite club. So that was the little bit done on our watch. But it goes so far beyond that. We'll come back to transfers in a minute. Let's have a look at our schedule recently because we have had a few games since you were last with me for the League Cup final. We won 3-0 in the Welsh Cup away at Canberra and Celtic. It was Loza, Broadbent and Kean Bulkley who got the goals there. You'll notice a couple of other debutants off the bench as well. Rhys Hughes and Manasseh Harvey. Both of them came on for their first senior appearance. And we got a fairly young side in there. Whelan and Jennings at centre-half. I mean, in fact, all of that back four is going to be homegrown at the club at some stage. So it's a phenomenal achievement, really. The next game, we won 2-0 away at Barrytown United. Walters and Bulkley with early goals. We then just saw the game out pretty comfortably for a comfortable 4-0 win at home to Colwyn Bay in the start of February. They've lost a key player, but it's not as bad news as it sounds. Both Bulkleys got a goal in this game, as well as Tom Jones and young Brett Jennings too. Again, look at that. 4-0 win, all four of them from our youth academy. A 1-0 win followed at TNS. We rotated heavily ahead of these two games. It was Dwayne Bamford who got the goal, but again at the back, look at that young back five who were absolutely fantastic. There are so many positive signs for the future. Aid Tate got an appearance as well. I think it's his second of the year. It is. He made one in a Trust Trophy as well. He's starting to develop nicely and look at that potential. We are starting to produce player after player after player who's ready for senior football. We have had a few injury troubles. Lloyd Goulding is chief among them going into these two games. But it's not going to stop us getting excited, because if we go and have a look at the Welsh transfer window, the figures, if I put them in that order, will stop you in your tracks, because TNS have paid $825,000 for a Colwyn Bay player. Now, he's not that great. It's beside the point that the recruitment from TNS has been a little bit off. They have spent nearly £1 million on a domestic player. And outside of TNS and Barrytown United, who are getting regular European football, there is no other way that these sides are going to improve their facilities, their investment, their finances, their recruitment, unless they get deals like that. Thomas Windsor is the man. He's an okay player. He's an under-20 international for Wales. He's a decent footballer. And he fills a void that they very much need in a holding role, TNS. But he's not worth that amount of money. We're not going to complain, though. I'm really happy with that, because that shows that Colwyn Bay can now invest, and we can start to get 3, 4 or 5 sides that can maybe compete for European group stage football. So that, a major plus. If we go back to date order again, obviously our transfer for Jerome Kelly's at the top. But again, Colwyn Bay and Cardiff Met Uni bolstering the squad with free agents. Callum Doyle in particular, a fantastic player that's gone to Cardiff Met Uni. Other than that, I will say it wasn't a hugely busy window, certainly in terms of the Welsh Premier League. But the little bit of work that has been done has improved squads. TNS doing their bit, of course. Barrytown United finally signing one of our players permanently. So although we're not seeing a massive move in the January transfer window, we are seeing signs of progress in terms of landmark moves, either be it from us or domestically elsewhere. Barry Kelly's the only other one I want to mention. Really good young winger who's gone to Colwyn Bay on loan from Burnley. A Premier League club lending players out to the Welsh Prem. Looks pretty good for us at the moment. So Colwyn Bay, they did sneak into the top 6 just before the split. And I'm looking at this now and thinking, they're probably going to get 5th place, aren't they? And what that would mean, if they then get through the European playoff, is we'd have the same 5 sides in Europe again. And for the next couple of years at least, I think that could be crucial for the nation. But let's go and get back to our action, because we have got big football matches to come. We're going to get into the first one against St Johnstone, and against my better judgment and the discussion we partly had in the comments last season, I'm going full strength. The reason is, because unlike last year, we had a game the midweek before, and we've got a game in between the 2 legs of the Monaco match. So we've had to play our reserve team in the last midweek, and our reserve team in the midweek between the 2 legs. Then this one and the Monaco game are the ones where the first team are coming out. So bar Jennings, everyone's got a light match load. Jennings doesn't matter so much because Whelan will come in midweek. Srom will probably be replaced by Tom Jones. The rest of it pretty much picks itself. We've got Simancas between the sticks, Bektas and McDonald the fullbacks with Jennings and Whittaker at centre-half. Lloyd, Srom, Reyes and Bulkley the midfield diamond, with Loza deputising for Lloyd Goulding alongside Kane Walters up front. There's good players in this team, there's goals galore in the team, but St Johnstone are a formidable opponent. Relegated from the Scottish Premiership last year, managed by Dougie Freeman, and a key player that could play a role in our side for sure. This is going to be a tough test. And here we go, the star man Hamilton is in there. No other players I recognise, but lots of names that I'm sure will be able to get them back to the Scottish Premiership. The fact that they've yo-yoed between the divisions for 3 or 4 years suggests they're going to be a very strong team, and possibly one of the strongest we could have ever faced in this trophy. And let's not forget, Scottish clubs have won it for the last 3 seasons. We've got to break the mould and get Bangor City back on top. Early doors though, St Johnstone have the first shot on target, and despite having considerably less possession, we're yet to really show a threat on their goal. Fingers crossed that'll change soon. As with 15 minutes gone, it's a goal kick for the visitors. Long ball downfield. Beats everyone apart from Jennings, who heads it away to Bektas at left back. Got a chance to surge down the line. Couple of options inside of him, but he's going to have to go alone here, I think. Delivers to the back stick to Reyes. His header from a little bit too far out. Just didn't quite get the power necessary. Morrison will clear it downfield for St Johnstone, but Jennings is there again. He's looked brilliant at the back so far. Reyes gives it to Srom though. He gets it wide to Ahmet Bektas. Again, charging down the left. He does this so well for us this year. Into the front post, Kyo Bulkley nicks in. And for the first time in I don't know how long, we lead in the first half of an SPFL Trust Trophy match. That's not something we've said often in recent years. It's a throw on the right for Kai McDonald to Loza. The fullback's becoming such a crucial part of this team again. Lloyd gives it to Sromno, to Kai McDonald. And this time, he doesn't go for the cross. He tries to shoot himself. Thunders off the bottom of the crossbar, bounces down and back up. And eventually out for a goal kick harmlessly. As Lloyd gives it to Bektas, back by our own corner flag this time. Definitely been his best season in a Bangor City shirt so far. But that ball's gone astray and it's back to Morrison, the St Johnstone keeper. Still only 20 minutes gone. It's been a fascinating game. As Hamilton gets it to Josu in the middle. Hamilton again on the left. We're waiting for them to rear their attacking threat. It's surely going to come at some point soon. This is a good spell of possession for them as McLeod finds Brannan. Long ball forward. Awful from Whittaker. The senior man back there, we're relying on him to be solid defensively. But you all remember that error about a season ago in Europe. Or was it at home to Sociedad when he didn't have Kelly alongside him? And maybe he just doesn't cope as the senior man, as Reyes has got it edge of the box to McDonald. That is a beautiful back heel into Bulkley's path. But unfortunately, he did so from just an offside position. 1-0 with 25 minutes gone, but a good game of football, and I wouldn't rule the visitors out yet. As we've got a corner kick on the right-hand side, outswinging delivery. Walters heads it in, somehow got up above Longwell. It was fantastic centre-forward play. And again, a bit like we mentioned with Whittaker at the back, Goulding's out with injury for at least another 3 or 4 weeks. We need to get someone scoring. And I was about to say we're going to get through to half-time, but we're straight back as Simancas playing out from the back with Jennings, to Whittaker and Harvey Lloyd. Jennings again out to Bektas. A third would really wrap this up early. In the second half, it would probably allow us to rest people. As Bektas flying down that left wing yet again. How many times have we said that today? It's given away though in midfield by Strom. Jennings wins it back from an astray pass. And he can go down the line to Bektas. To Strom again. Bektas running off him. Chance to deliver. There's 3 in the middle. There's always 3 or 4 in there. Back to the edge to Lloyd. To Strom. To Reyes. He's got an overlap from McDonald. Finds him. McDonald puts it over the bar. It was on his weaker foot. It wasn't his best effort. And it's still not half time. We've got another highlight. Bektas with the ball 25 yards out. Harvey Lloyd gets it. We are camped in the St Johnstone half. It's been a really good performance. Bektas down the left wing again. 4 in the middle if he can find them. He's challenged, but he still comes out with the ball to Bulkley. To Reyes! That's job done. 3-0 Bangor City in the 45th minute. And at half time, we will lead against St Johnstone. And surely it's just about job done here. Well, it remains 3 at half time. It's been a fabulous performance. We're going to ask the lads to prove a point. We're going to get through the first 20 of the second half. And then we'll make some changes if we're able to. Hopefully, we're still pretty comfortable at that point. Just looking at the St Johnstone fitness as we're back for the first highlight of the second half, nearly an hour gone. We are all over them fitness-wise. Either they've had a really tough game late on in the week, or probably the alternative is we've just become a super fit elite level side. As McDonald heads away the crossfield pass to Loza. Not had his best game, but got a chance here to run down the right wing. Gets into the box to the byline. Cuts it back to the edge to Strom. Deflects in. It's unfortunate for Morrison, who had a decent game. But Ludemir Strom did absolutely brilliantly there. And unfortunately, it's Longwell who's the man in the wrong position again. He's had a few dodgy moments today. 65 minutes coming up though. Morrison will take the goal kick. And once we've seen this highlight, we'll make the changes. Jennings heads away. Had a really good game back there. Falls for Nate on the right wing. Gives it to McLeod and Alam. They have had a few decent spells as possessions in Johnston, but they've not looked a match for us at any stage. Josu goes long down the left though to Mackenzie. Chance to cross in. Jennings misses the header. It falls for Nate on the right wing. Chance to cross. It's blocked by Bektas. And I don't often say this for him. He's been brilliant defensively today. Bulkley brings it away for Waters down the left. Gets to the byline to cross. Into Loza, it's blocked. Back to Reyes, it's blocked. Brilliant save by Morrison. Corner kick, 64 gone. 4-0 and very comfortable. No one's even looking tired yet either, so we can leave the subs a couple more minutes. It's just ticked over now, so let's get the corner in. Bulkley just misses Jennings out there. Reyes can pick it up on the left-hand side. Mackenzie wins the tackle. Out for a throw-in. Just under 25 minutes to go. Let's go and make some changes. We've got tired legs in a few different key positions. Strom isn't going to play in midweek from the start, so I'm not worried about him. However, I'm worried about Ruben Reyes. So, Gethin Davis on there, the youngster. The fullbacks are a problem as well. So, do you know what? I'm just going to do like for like. Bektas and McDonald off, and Nenov and Morgan on. 3 good substitutions, 3 solid young players. And surely we'll continue the trend here, because this has been a fabulous game of loads of chances, loads of highlights, and high quality action as well, because St Johnstone have played their part despite the scoreline. As Loza gives it to Strom and Nenov on the overlap. First action for him since coming on. Cuts it back to Strom, in towards Longwell, who clears it away. Jennings gets there first though for Whittaker. And Lloyd switches left for Morgan. It's a lovely pass. Morgan to the byline, can cross into the back post. Bulkley's there. Heads just over the bar. Nearly added his second of the day. It wasn't to be. It's been a brilliant performance though, and with 15 to go, it's 4-0 and we can celebrate our first place in the final for 4 years. Well, a quiet, calm end to a busy day, but we win 4-0. We do the job fantastically. We don't have to worry about extra time. We don't have to worry about fitness, and we even got to rest a few in the end. We've got 4 days now before the big game against Monaco. At home, we've got to get the advantage. Here we go then. Scott Mackenzie back from long-term injury. He won't be anywhere near the squad, although he is probably the second best defender now if we take out the bias towards the youngsters. We're facing Monaco tonight in the Europa League, and just to remind you, in the Europa Conference, Barrytown United v Shamrock Rovers, TNS v FC Lorient. Fingers crossed there's no slip-ups there, because they could be winnable ties, both of them, particularly Barrytown United's. And they've got our Leo Blake as well. So we're going to make some changes in terms of opposition instructions and probably to the squad as well. We'll be back in a moment to run through the 11 as we got to face Monaco in the Europa League last 32. So in the end, I've only made one change to the starting 11. I've actually decided to leave Tom Jones out and leave Bulkley in the number 10, where he can be the most influential player on the pitch and has been the last few games. So Strom will get another start in the middle. Whelan is the only change. He comes in at centre-half for Jennings, just switching the two youngsters around. Whelan's slightly better of the two, and slightly younger as well, so got more room to improve. This will be a great game for him. You know the side that we're going to be playing. Let's go and show you Monaco very quickly, because despite having Delmas as the key player, who, by the way, is absolutely incredible, top-class centre-half, probably better than anyone we've got, if we're being honest. However, the other sides are a little bit mix and match. So up front, they've got a brilliant striker in Zaniga, but not the best finisher in the world. Alongside him, Bangor is probably about the level of our best strikers, albeit earning considerably more. In goal, if we have a look at the keeper, he's probably worse than Samankas. So there are a few positions we're still better. I think this is a very even tie overall, and it's not necessarily going to be one that's won or lost by a 3 or 4-0 in either leg. Probably one of those, a bit like Valencia in the last 8 last year, where it goes down to the wire. Overall, they've got a very similar squad to us, but there are a few positions where we have to accept they're stronger. But a few, like goalkeeper, and maybe the second centre-half, where they're not quite so good. So it's going to be an interesting tie. And of course, from a coefficient point of view, it's not really one we wanted. We wanted a nice, easy last 32 tie, wrap up another point or two, and then we'll worry about this later on. But after breaking the last 16 duck last year, it'd be a shame if we didn't even get there this season. Let's go and see what we can do. But we might, for the first time ever, not be the last Welsh side left in Europe this year. Let's go and find out if we can get closer to the last 16. Well, virtually all those players we looked at are there. Delmas at centre-half. Asamoah's a great right-back. The slightly weaker keeper's in though, and they've got a good front two. So this is going to be a big test for us. I'm not sure if we're going to come out on top, but if we've got a chance to get on top in a tie, probably the home leg that's going to do it. So let's get out of the race course. Let's see if we can make this count. Hopefully Monaco have an off day. They've got a corner early on. 2 minutes on the clock. Whittaker heads clear. Bulkley can counter. This is exactly what we needed. Bulkley to Walters. It's 2-on-2. Walters gets in. Go on, Kane Walters. I was very worried about this tie. But what a start on the break. 2 minutes gone and 10 seconds. And we lead 1-0 against AS Monaco. The perfect start. Well, turning into a bit of a quiet game in the end. 20 minutes gone. It's a long goal kick by the Finnish number 1. Gives it away to Bulkley though. Bektas won the header. Finds Walters down the left. He's got a man in the middle in Loza. Tries to find him. Headed away by Martin. Goulding would have made that run and got there. That's the difference. Reyes picks it up a bit in deeper in midfield. Loses possession. It's a long ball, but Bektas there again. He started really well. What form that kid's in, honestly. Long ball up to Loza. Flicked on. Bulkley will chase, but Delmas gets there first. Monaco hanging on a bit here, but it only takes one counter. As Bektas gets in the end of the long kick again. It almost looks like they're targeting him, and he's winning everything back there. As Strom gives it to Harvey Lloyd, already on a yellow. No surprises there. Strom gets it again, into Loza. Got 2 in support with him, comes out with the ball, plays it to Bulkley! And there you go. The one genuine world-class talent we've got up there is Kyo Bulkley. And he is delivering an absolute masterclass. The thing that's definitely working into our favour is the fact that Monaco are playing the flat 4-4-2. Bulkley is getting acres of space. Got the assist for the first goal. Got the goal there. And he's just not got anyone closing him down. And considering he's our best player, that's exactly what we want. As Bektas comes over halfway again, what a performance from him. Takes on the fullback. Goes back to Harvey Lloyd. He's got time to pass inside to Reyes. Probably our second best player on paper. To Strom. Out to McDonald on the right. Chance to take on the fullback. Instead cuts it to Bulkley, who plays a 1-2. Back to Bulkley again. To Ruben Reyes. And the best 2 players are delivering on the day. Ruben Reyes with the goal. Kyo Bulkley with another assist. He's been involved in all 3 goals. And this is turning into a stunning performance. You've seen the side. There's no greyed out players. They're all real. They're all top class. But a bit like when we played City last year, when we competed with Valencia, we are just a very good team now. To give you an example, our scouts are picking up wonder kids, and they've only got 4-star potential, not even as good as Bulkley and Reyes. That's the level we're talking at now. In some areas, I genuinely believe we're an elite level team. As Bulkley puts a free kick in, Whelan heads just over. Probably the only man at the back that's had a slightly ropey game. We've got to expect that. But with an hour gone, it's 3-0. And if we avoid an away goal here, I don't think I could be any happier with it. I'm not going to make the changes as early as normal. But as we reach the 70-minute mark, Ludomir Strom is going to get a breather. He will be replaced by Bamford. Lloyd will be replaced by McWilliams. No red card risk today. I just want to make sure that we've got experience on the pitch. And Nenov will replace McDonald, who's on a yellow and not had a good game. But this is about bringing on experience. Not getting a run out for the youngsters. Not trying to make sure we keep everyone happy. This is about getting through and avoiding that away goal. As with 10 minutes left, it remains 3-0. Monaco not really had a threat, and we've been ruthless. We've only had 7 shots on target and scored 3 of them. Now Monaco in down the right now. It is not the time to concede. Whittaker heads away to Loza. Really good defending. Walters is up with him. Slide tackle only falls for Bulkley. Releases Walters again. Oh, that's a phenomenal strike. I thought his first touch would have sold him short. He didn't get it out of his body. But then he just unleashed one. Kane Walters, I very rarely see him score from outside the box. He's made it 4-0, and that is just about the best night we could have asked for. However, it could yet get better or significantly worse. We've done our job. We're showing our credentials as a world-class side. We're ranked about 20th in the coefficients now. There's a reason for that. But TNS and Barrytown United were in action too. Let's cross our fingers, let's close our eyes, and go and hope they've done the job too. Well, we know what happened in our game. The legend Kyo Bulkley, 1 goal, 3 assists. World class. Absolutely world class. Just look at him. He's a stunning player. There's our Europa League confirmation. Let's look at the Europa Conference. Please be good. It is good. TNS win 1-0 at home to Lorient. Barry drew on 0-0 with Shamrock Rovers, prevent the away goal. So even if they go out, they've added coefficient points there. Surely that is the biggest positive we could have hoped for. And it must have added a bit. It was on 5.2 before these. It is now on 5.9. So there's the crucial bit. We've overtaken Denmark for the year, and we're not far behind them overall now. We're also getting closer to some of the others above, which would really be a positive. But if all 3 of us could get through, we could be changing Welsh football forever. Last 16, 3 teams. We're 1 game away. Let's go and have a look at the schedule. I'm not going to worry you with the second leg because I think we're done and dusted, even against that level of opposition. So we will be back for the first leg of our last 16 tie whenever that comes. Hopefully we'll be joined by at least one of the other Welsh sides. But if you did enjoy this episode, those 2 brilliant performances and the brilliance from other Welsh sides too, please do put a thumbs up on it. Let me know what you thought of their performances, what you thought of their transfer window, which is a massive, massive boost for Welsh football. And are you as excited for the next couple of years as me? Because I think things are finally starting to happen now. I'm seeing the nation progress. And I'm hoping we're not far from stardom. If you want to find out if we can make it, please do subscribe down below and turn that notification bell on. New episodes from this series every weekday at 3:30, as well as a new special mini-series which started at the weekend. That will continue throughout September. We've also got regular live streams as well. You can find them over on the Twitch channel in the eye above. But a massive thank you for watching, your continued support with the series as always. And I'll see you next time for what hopefully will be a last 16 tie for 3 Welsh teams. Cross your fingers everyone, I'll see you tomorrow.